another press briefing. This one is almost becoming normal. Every Thursday and sometimes Tuesday we meet and then we brief the press as to what obtains within the SFP. In those days, transparency was problem, accountability was problem. Before as recent as 2002. Since then, we have now been talking to the press. We come to the press, we tell them what is happening, we ask us questions, and we respond. And so today again, we are here to speak to members of the press. When we speak to members of the press, we are, by implication, speaking to the public. But because the work of the press is to inform, to entertain, and to educate. So when we speak to you, we know you are going to tell members of the public by whatever means. It could be by social media, it could be by the traditional media, which is print as well as electronics, as the case may be. So let me welcome you all to this press conference. And in our midst today, we have a galaxy of officers. Of course, you're already familiar with DASP Levy, who is the operations officer at CID. And then I'm sure you're also familiar with Edward Tennessee, who is the regional media officer, Freetown East. And then we have the regional commander, Freetown West, Commissioner Manfred Victor Williams. He was here last week and he's here again today. And my very self, I'm ACP, Brahma Kamara, Head of Media, Public Relations and Sports. And then the head of websites is also here. He's also Brahma Kamara Inspector. And then for the chairperson for today, the same chairperson we had last week is the same person is here. He's always willing to confront or to face the press and to discuss issues surrounding the police. So let me introduce the chairperson for today, who is no other person but the Director of Crime Services. He has a lot of things to think about. When you talk about TOKU, it's Crime Services. When you talk about prosecution, the legal and justice support is Crime Services. Witness protection, it is Crime Services. You talk about CID, it is also Crime Services. I just named some. So let me welcome AIG William Selu. Like I said, he's Director of Crime Services, to take us to the press conference, so that at the end of the day, what we came for, we'll get what we want, and then we leave when we should leave. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Media One. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the much respected 4th Estate. I have a special sentimental attachment for journalists because they are very important in our society. For us as police, any police officer, if you choose to antagonize journalists, you are digging your own grave, because they can make you, they can undo you. That's one thing about them. So I like coming close to them. Today's press conference, we have a couple of issues to discuss. So without wasting much time, we go to the fourth item. The Director of Operations is unavoidably absent because he's in another meeting. They are having a meeting at ONS on counter-terrorism. So I'm standing in his gap. For the second time, I'm on loan now to media.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so maybe a few things about general police operations. Over the weekend, we provided security for the Koinadugu dual elections of a district council chairman and councillor for Ward 155 constituency 046. Well, it went well. Over 90% it was well. Although towards the end of the exercise there were some issues. But those issues could not hinder the end of the process. So they had to actually move the tallying of the votes from Koinadugu to Freetown, and it was completed at Wellington at the NEC warehouse. In addition to that, in all our police divisions, police operations are ongoing. Our operations are a daily activity. We cannot stop at any point in time. We have raids are ongoing, especially when the curfew has been lifted. We have seen an upsurge in criminal activity, and every regional commander and local youth commander is under instruction to step up. And we have made it a policy at EMB that any local unit commander, if you allow 3 robberies in your division, will replace you. Yes, 3 robberies, we are going to replace you. That one is a clear message from EMB across the country to our commanders. So I'm sure everybody will step up. Everybody will step up to make sure you are not sitting on the bench, because the line is long. If you sit on the bench now, you'll be there for the next 2 years. We have, of course, raids and patrols. They are simultaneous operations. They go on side by side. In addition to that, we continue to recognize the need to engage members of our community. So across the board, we have lots of community engagement activities with a view to revamp local partnership board activities and community safety volunteers. These are the ones who actually help us to undertake our operations, because we have realized over the past that we cannot do it all by ourselves, so we depend on the community to support us. So they are supporting us in all of those activities. And then, of course, as recent as yesterday, we have declared a new operation Pushback. This operation is designed to clear the right of way. We've seen that most times traffic hiccups are due to obstructions on the right of way. Sometimes if you go to a place like Joy Junction, people are spreading their wares on the footpath where people are supposed to be walking. And when people are not walking on the footpath or on the walk path, they are walking on the road. And that creates a lot of challenge for vehicular traffic, and is causing a number of accident issues. So we launched that one yesterday, and today in earnest it has started from Eastern Police to Waterloo. The Sierra Police, and supported by SLRSA traffic wardens, they are jointly conducting this operation, and we hope to keep it going like that for a while, so that we can have the desired effect to keep people off the right of way. And that one is being supported also by Works Ministry, since the SLRA, since they know the extent to which the right of way covers. So those ones are going on, and several others across the country. So basically, these are few of the operations I want to talk about. Having said that, we'll now continue with the update from the media one on police promotions and eviction activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I have 2 issues to address, and you've all heard from the chairperson. The first one has to do with promotions, and we've been getting calls from people. They have been asking, they have been inquiring, and they want to know what is happening. You know, we had promotions not too long ago, and that one was for the senior cadre, the strategic leadership cadre. In the police, we have 3 cadres. We have the operational cadre, we have the tactical cadre, and then we have the strategic cadre. You know, we've got promotions, or promotions are already out for the strategic cadre. This is where we have the ACs, the commissioners, the AIGs, the DIG, and the IG. That's the strategic. Their specific role is to provide strategic direction for the management of the entire police force. And after which we have the tactical layer, and then we have the operational layer. So we are expecting promotions for the tactical as well as the operational layer. And they have the bulk of the personnel. The bulk of personnel, you have them there. It's just like a pyramidal shape. You know the pyramid. The farther you go, the smaller it becomes. So for the strategic, we only have, well, I don't want to use the word few, but I think few is very appropriate. We have few people there. But at the base, we have the constables, we have the sergeants, we move over to the inspectors and then the ASPs. They are in the greater majority. So when you want to do promotion for them, I mean, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, because you have to ensure that you follow due process. So if people have been grumbling to you that they've not been promoted, it is because the promotion process is ongoing. And we really want to pay due diligence to it, because we meet almost on a daily basis. Even as we speak now, if you go to Kintom, the promotion team is meeting there. They are discussing. They want to make sure that when they come out clean, because it is always obvious that when promotions are out, people will come and ask questions and all the rest of it. And like I told you earlier, we talk about transparency of late. We also talk about accountability. For every decision you take within the police, you should be able to account for it. You should be able to account for it. And don't forget, we are being paid from what the taxpayers are paying, even though I'm also paying tax. So I'm being paid from what I'm also contributing. Understand? But it behoves the SLP to always come out and let the public know what they are doing. So we said we are going to address the issue of promotion simply because people have been asking. If you go to the SLP media, the SLP press conference group, almost all of you are there, and people have been asking questions. Somebody was even challenging, but sometimes, I have to deal with people. We just gloss over it. So hopeful that no matter how long it takes, between now and the next 30 days, I'm sure promotions are going to come out. Between now and the next 30 days, I'm sure promotions are going to come out for the other levels we have within the police. That's one. The last one has to do with evictions. Most times people misconstrue the fact that when they talk about evictions, that's the job of the police. It's not the job of the police. It's not the job of the police. We have what we call a writ of assistance. Writ of assistance, this is wherein the court will grant an order to the plaintiff. The court will grant an order to the plaintiff. That's one way we the case go, the applicant, as you might want to call that individual. That yes, now we've granted writ of possession. In other words, you go back and repossess your land or your property. But by going, we have to ensure that we give you police officers. You can apply for police officers, and those officers will be with you to ensure that the guys who are doing the job, who are the bailiffs, the bailiffs are coming from the under sheriff's office. We have the office known as the sheriff's office, and then the sheriff of the High Court of Sierra Leone is obviously the Inspector General of Police. But the man who is there working within the court system is the under sheriff. So this is why when they grant an order that they must go and take possession of a particular property, they now have to look for the police to come in to go and provide what we call security cover. But that one has to come from the orders of the court. If the court does not grant that order, then we cannot come in. So this is why initially, long before now, the lawyers will go for this writ of possession, and when it's granted, they go again for writ of assistance, and then they fight, and when it's granted, now they come to talk to the police. But of late, it's a very simple process. Even as you apply or you pray for something to be done with regards to possession, you equally so apply for writ of assistance. And so when they are granting, they will just grant the writ of possession as well as the writ of assistance together. And when once that one is granted, the work of the under sheriff now is to inform the sheriff of the court. That is the IG, with the relevant document, the court order, And then when we receive that one, like for within the police, normally it is handled by the DIG. You have to inform the IG, and then the IG can delegate. And then the DIG will cause the regional commander of that region to come over, and then they will request them to go and do what we call threat assessment. They go and do threat assessment to determine whether our police officers who are also going there to do the job are going to be safe, or whether it is even safe for people to go there and do the eviction at part of a time. So when they do the threat assessment, they now come and report that yes, we can go and do this job, or we can go and support the bailiffs, we can go and support the under-sheriff's office to go and do the job. And then they will fix the time, and then the police and the bailiffs, they will all be there, and they will be there to provide the outer cover, that provide security for the bailiffs who are doing the job. So let it be noted that it is not the police who evict people from their homes. Those guys you see, whether they are in neckties or they are in suit, they are bailiffs. They are not CID officers. Some people even think they are CID. They are not. They are the ones we are there to protect, because that's their own job. That's their own mandate, as provided for by law. It's not our own job. It's their own job. Sometimes people will make allegations. I see the policeman. I say, well, come with the pictures. They will go and not come. They will go and not. Sorry, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Come with the pictures. They will not come. They will not come. So let it be clear that evictions are not done by the police. We only go there to provide security cover based on the orders of the court. Writ of assistance. For as long as that one has been granted, you cannot bring in the police to provide assistance to the under-sheriff's office, for the bailiffs who go out there to do their job. So when you see somebody in suit, don't think that man is working for the CID. He's not working for the CID. He's a bailiff. He's working for the judiciary. They are the ones who enforce the coercive power of the court. The court has coercive power. For criminal matters, it is simple. For criminal matters, they just make use of the police or the correctional service. For criminal matters. So, but we're not talking about criminal matters here. We are talking about civil matters. For civil matters, you have to bring in the police. And how do you bring in the police? You bring in the police through that writ of assistance. And this is an application you have to make to the court. You argue it out. And when it is granted, we have no alternative but to go and support them to do their job. So we want to lay this to rest, especially for the journalists. You go to the group, they will ask me questions and questions and questions. I'm fed up. I'm really please, it's not the work of the police. Please,
I don't want you to be fed up. I want us to extend invitations to them in the future when we are carrying out evictions or writ of possessions, so that they will be there to see, and then they will be our witnesses. Instead of asking questions, they will now be part of it. You know, so that you will be the arbiters, and that you will see what is going on at those centers, at those recovery centers, you know, because it is something, as my brother is saying here, that we have kept on informing people that the police has no hands. Ours is to render assistance and being part of our job, because we being the sheriff, the AG is the sheriff, and all of us are under sheriffs, including the under sheriff of the High Court that belongs to the judiciary. We belong to the executive. And therefore, whatever we do is in line with court orders. It is just like somebody that is now sentenced to for 10 years in jail. You know, that person should be taken by the warders, the prison officers, to the correctional center. If that is not done, this country will now be fighting every day, because it will now be the survival of the fittest. Those of us that are strong will now dominate those that are weak. And therefore the rule of law must stand tall. This is what we intend to preach, and it is the most important thing that works. You know, I tell people, English people don't have fences, Americans don't have fences on their houses, but the law is their fence. Because if you go there, then you are arrested. Mama, no, they say, mamu, there's no mamu in England.
I mean,
You know?
Aduya.
It is not there. When the police arrest you, if even you are the son of the prime minister, you are going. And that is what we need to make in this country. Because some people are tall for the law and others are short. No, it should be implemented. If person don't care in case go na court say they don't take me land. And this person say, I've been squatting there for 50 years, but that does not make you the owner of that land. It doesn't make you. If you want to challenge whatever orders have been issued by the court, go back to that same court or go to a superior court and ask an appeal, and then judgment can be done again. And if it is done in your favor, you'll go back. So let us stop this rigmarole coming back and going forth every now and then. It can't help us all. So thank you very much for making it clear.
Yes.
And I would want you to even print the small piece that you made so that we can share it to them.
Yes.
People will read and then understand
Yes.
that this is not the job of the police. We are only executing the orders of the court. And that is part of our job. That is enforce all rules and regulations in this country. That is what our duties state. You know, thank you very much.
Thank
We
you very
can go
much.
ahead.
Thank you very much, Director of Operations.
No, I'll go and over and that.
We'll
Yes, I'm going to pass.
continue with the program. Can I shift it for you on that side? No.
I get you.
Yeah, next speaker. Well, we are going to skip the update on CID so that we can accommodate the senior officer regimentally. So, Freetown West, you can give us whatever you want to give us, right?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, everybody. He has already dwelled on the
I will meet this thing.
execution. I just have two issues to come up with. Of course, the G-Gate, where on the 1st of October, we provide security for the court bailiffs, and they did an execution there, wherein irate youths or hoodlums started pelting stones on the police and the bailiffs. To an extent, they set up roadblocks and even threw petrol bombs and damage vehicle windscreens. But the police,
Private vehicles.
private vehicle windscreen. But the police responded adequately and get them off the street. Some were arrested and some took to their heels. The long and short of it, the execution was done. And those arrested, together with 35 bullets, were found within that location. All of them are at the CID for investigation. And another issue is, on that same Friday, at 10:45 hours, House Staff Sergeant Usman Bundu, a medical consultant at 34 Military Hospital, arrested Alfred Koka, Maibu Amara, and Yusuf Bangura, all of Wilberforce Village. He reported at Congo Coast Police Station that they took to him at the hospital a 4-year-old boy, Noel Lai, who was dead, but because of visible injuries and suspected broken limb, he suspected that the kid must have been murdered. So they are under investigation at Congo Coast Police Station, and the corpse was taken to mortuary to perform post-mortem examination so I can know the cause of death, whether it was as a result of the injury, the kid died, or whatever. But the investigation is still on. I think those are the two issues I have. I want to also bring to your attention that we've been having intelligence about G-Gate, and we are still having intelligence that the boys at that location have been harassing people. There are times people, Okada riders, Keke riders, have been reporting harassment, or they are normally robbed or forced to part with money because of the threat in that area. So we are also looking at that, and we are investigating their presence there, because they've been taken from the first land, or some are still squatting in the premises in the land of Goma Valley. So that one is another area we are looking at. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll move to the press conference. Now we'll have Head of Operations, CID, to give us a copy of the updates.
Chairman, Crime Services, Director of Operations, Regional Commander of Freetown West, other officers, and the First Estate. Good afternoon for our usual press conference. Today, I only have few cases of importance to brief you people. I start from bottom. A case of obstruction of electricity, illegal obstruction of electricity supply and related offenses. On Monday, 4th October 2021 at about 1700 hours, Dr. David Coker attacked to the Ministry of Energy and Power, and also doubles as a leader, a team leader, Presidential Task Force, reported that on Friday, the 1st October 2021, between the hours of 1100 hours and 1200 hours, at number 3 Mama Street, Brookfields, Freetown, they discovered that address, also known as Media 1, is using a meter with registration number 0424-320-3363, owned by one Philip Neville of Freetown, was suspected to be tampered with by directly bridging the incoming power, thereby using electricity freely without accounting for the energy consumed. That matter has been charged to court now today. And we don't waste time as long as there's evidence. We come to for another case of insanitary conduct. A case inquiry file was received by our department on the 5th of October, Tuesday, with some 3 suspects, with the allegation that on Sunday, 3rd October 2021, at about 10:00 hours, Maliki Kuruma, Joseph Kamara, and Samuel Johnson, in control of vehicle with registration number AQR388, were found depositing garbage along Regent Grafton Highway, which is a prohibited area. The matter is now with us under investigation, speedy investigation. Another case of larceny. On Monday, 4th October 2021, about 19:30 hours, Superintendent Patrick Mansari, head of Internal Complaint Disciplinary Unit of the Sierra Leone Correctional Center, Pandemba Road, Freetown, arrested and brought in Assistant Superintendent of Police, ASP Clifford Juston, Inspector Edward Momo, all of the Sierra Leone Police, and a principal officer, Noel Thomas, of the Sierra Leone Correctional Center, and reported that on the 4th October 2021, at about 1500 hours, the latter were caught in a white Toyota Hilux vehicle with registration number AAF048, carrying one bag of dry leaves suspected to be cannabis sativa, suspected to have been stolen from the magistrate court SB store at Pademba Road. The matter is also under investigation, and we have transferred it to Toku for further investigation. Now, the other matter, of course, the regional commander, Freetown West, has almost talked on it. That is unlawful possession of ammunition and riotous conduct and disorderly behavior, which was transferred from Lumley to CID headquarters with ammunition of 35 cartridges. The matter is under investigation, speed investigation. The last but not the least, office breaking and larceny. Office breaking and larceny. On Monday, 27 September, at about 900 hours, Umaru Abdul Salim Silom, the branch manager of Roque Commercial Bank, Sierra Leone Limited, Saka Stephen Street, Freetown, reported on behalf of the bank that on Monday, the 27th September, 2022 at 07 hours, at the said bank, on his arrival for duty, he discovered that thieves broke and entered into the Roque Commercial Bank, Saka Stephen Street branch, banking hall, and stole therein two 28 inches plasma television, one 48 inches plasma television, two Dell Office computer laptop, and a physical cash of $4,500. $5,500 with other valuable property worth millions of loans. They thereby suspected the AK security guards who were on duty. We have 7 security guards under investigation. So these are the most important cases over the weekend. Pardon? The money, it was $4,500 US that was scattered away.
Done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, those are the monies.
Okay, thank you very much. So we continue. Freetown East, do you have any update for us?
AIG of Operations, Regional Commander West, yes, West, members of the Force Safety. Good afternoon. I have 2 issues to report on. Let me stand, please. Just
Come and sit down. Let me give you the privilege to come and sit.
I have 2 issues to report on. On Monday, the 4th.
Yes, sir.
On Monday, the 4th of August, 2021, at about 1300 hours, the 4th of October 2021, at about 1300 hours, a 30-year-old man, Abdul Kanu, of number 5 Congress Road, Kisii, allegedly committed suicide by slashing his throat, his own throat, with a cross-cut saw, the saw that the carpenters normally use. The corpse is presently at Connaught Mortuary awaiting post-mortem. On that same day, Monday, the 4th of October 2021, at Luna Street, Mabore Junction, Calabar Town, Freetown. One Isha Marah allegedly strangled her husband, Musa Banja Tarawali, to death. The corpse is at Connaught Hospital, mortuary, awaiting postmortem. With regards to the strangulation, as alleged or suspected, the husband was drunk, and then he had wanted to force himself to have carnal knowledge with the lady, and the lady was experiencing a monthly period. So when she refused, they had the brawl, and in the process, she used the pillow to strangle the husband because he was drunk. That is the situation. With regards to the pushback, the chairman had already told us that, inform you people that it has started, it will be fully blown tomorrow. The region will undertake the exercise fully tomorrow from Eastern Police to Waterloo. Apart from those two, I think we do not have any more to report on.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And thank you, colleagues, for coming again. We personally went to Kabbalah to oversee the elections, and it will interest everybody that the rumors that we had, that people are taking hundreds of, how do I call them, talks, na Kabbalah, na this. In fact, that one was what prompted my going to Kabbalah. Otherwise, we would have relied on the regional authorities to deal with that issue. And we had to move from Freetown with about 200 OSDs from Freetown, and we went to Kabbalah on the 1st of October. The election was due to take place on the 2nd. And on our arrival, we had information that there's pelting of stones between the house of Mr. S.S. Marah and the Paramount Chief Marah. These are neighboring houses. And straight away, we had to deploy about 100 OSDs to that area, who had to restore order within a very short time. However, it was indicated that a lot of things went on before our arrival, and the police is investigating those assaults that took place, those pelting of stones. We are looking at all of those issues. And the entire area, we had only 2 incidents. One was a ballot snatching at the Fadugo end, wherein somebody, the matter is under investigation actually, in a vehicle went and took the whole ballot, put in the vehicle and ran away. And the second instance was at Santibalia village, wherein a group of people went into the polling station, took all the electoral materials and nothing else, set fire on them, and then went away. That was the second incident. And both parties were very quiet during the election day. In fact, that is the most peaceful I've seen in the town. In Kabbalah town, it was so peaceful that we'd never recorded any incident inside Kabbalah town. I think the other 2 incidents that was really assault related was they said happened outside of the town, and reports were made later on the 3rd in Kabbalah town, and those records were made and the police were investigating. On the issue of counting, we have to make this thing very clear. when tallying was taken, the tally was actually designed to take place at the district council hall in Kabbalah, and parties were invited, but we hope too many people could not have been invited. It could have been done as it happened here, wherein I think 4 from each of the political parties actually represented. And when they went in, there were so many arguments with respect to which are valid, invalid, or what are the numbers. Do they tally with the previous numbers they had got from their representatives from those from the various polling stations? You know, it was so chaotic that the returning officer on several occasions tried to restore order. Well, when I say order, it was nothing related to security, because we had more than enough security. You know, the security, we are many, so many, even more than the people that were in the hall. But they had to postpone and then brought it here for recount. That was done on I think on a Tuesday. Tuesday, the recount was done, and the winners were pronounced. This was what went on, and I want people to know that what you had, people were no. People, there were no talks. I did not see, and I'm sure the police did not record talks in Kabbalah town, where I was, and the various villages I actually went to, about 20 miles within the perimeter of Kabbalah. We did not see any violence, and the so-called number of talks that were taken. You know, we have known this country. People will tell you that people in the camp inside one red truck, inside one black jeep. I don't know what in black motoka don't do, with respect. Yeah, that there are so many people. These people, they want to come and disrupt the elections. But as everybody in this hall will attest, I don't think a lot of disruptions, and those that happened were insignificant in determining whatever could have happened in those elections. On this note, I want to thank you all. It went on very, very well. I could remember on Tuesday when we were at the NSCCG, the Commissioner NEC was saying that the elections was about 90% very, very peaceful by our standards, by their standards, you know. Even though we would have made it better, and we think it should be done better in future. And the areas where some of this incident took place were by Tonkolili. You know, it went on to Tonkolili, and it was even the Tonkolili police officers that were deployed within those areas. It is far away, you know, over 50, 70 miles from Kabbalah town. These were the areas where we had some problems. You know, so thank you very much for coming. There are several other issues within the next 1 week. We had some murder in Bamoy, Luma, somebody, but that one, the details will be given later. If we can ask CID, we have some details. Somebody's Honda was stolen. He went to pick up the motorcycle, and the thief had to stab him to death. This just happened in Bamoy, Luma yesterday. The details will be brought to us very shortly from the AIG in that area, and then we'll make it available to CID for your consumption. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.